Last Tuesday, I needed to test something. I opened my company's Q3 financial spreadsheet and anonymized the data like client names, revenue numbers, profit margins, the whole thing, and deliberately pasted directly into ChatGPT. This wasn't an accident. I wanted to see what actually would happen. 8 seconds later, ChatGPT gave me a perfect analysis. It identified our 3 highest value clients, spotted a 23% margin decline in our enterprise segment, and even suggested pricing adjustments. Because that data, client names, financial details, competitive information, is now sitting on OpenAI's servers. And depending on my settings, it might be training their next model. Here's what nobody tells you. In the last year, major companies including Samsung, Apple, and Verizon have restricted or banned employees' use of ChatGPT after discovering confidential data leak. Samsung engineers pasted proprietary semiconductor code. The incidents were serious enough that Bloomberg reported Samsung threatened disciplinary actions against employees. According to CyberHaven's 2024 research, 10.7% of employees have pasted sensitive company data into generative AI tools. That's more than 1 in 10 people at your company, potentially creating a data breach right now. I'm going to show you exactly what happens to your data and what most employees get catastrophically wrong, and the 3-question test that keeps you safe. Here's what everyone gets wrong. They think ChatGPT is like a calculator. You put numbers in, get answers out, and it forgets everything. That's not how it works. Let me show you exactly what happened to my financial data. When I pasted that spreadsheet, OpenAI's data usage policy states they retain conversations for 30 days even if you have chat history disabled. If you're using the standard free or plus version and haven't opted out of training, your data can be used to improve their models. That means my client names, the revenue numbers could theoretically influence future model behavior. But here's the scarier part nobody talks about. The data persists even if you delete the conversation. Look at this. According to OpenAI's privacy documentation, they retain data for trust and safety monitoring, legal compliance, and service improvement even after deletion. Now, OpenAI does have security measures. They encrypt data in transit and at rest, and they have significantly improved their enterprise privacy controls since 2023. But here's the reality. You're trusting a third-party company with your employer's confidential information. You're creating a liability your IT department doesn't know exists. Let me show you 3 documented examples of how this goes wrong. Example 1. In April 2023, Samsung discovered engineers had pasted proprietary semiconductor source code into ChatGPT for debugging and optimization. Bloomberg reported the code included details about Samsung's chip manufacturing processes. Samsung immediately banned ChatGPT on company devices and launched an internal investigation. 3 engineers faced potential disciplinary action. Example 2. Apple banned ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot in May 2023 after discovering employees were using the tools with confidential product information. The Wall Street Journal confirmed Apple was concerned about proprietary data being inadvertently shared with AI providers. Apple later developed its own internal AI tools to give employees safe alternatives. Example 3. In March 2024, CyberHaven's research found that 4.2% of data pasted into ChatGPT by employees was confidential, which included source code, API keys, customer information, and regulated data. The study tracked over 10 million ChatGPT conversations across client companies. Did you notice the pattern? None of these people were malicious. They were trying to work smarter, but they didn't understand the data lifecycle. The mistake isn't using AI. The mistake is treating a cloud service like a private tool. Here's how you protect yourself while still using AI effectively. What I call is the 3-question decision tree. Before pasting anything into ChatGPT or any AI models, ask yourself, question 1, would I post this publicly on LinkedIn or Twitter? If the answer is no, don't paste it, period. Question 2, does this contain names, numbers, or identifiers that could expose people or organizations? If yes, you need to sanitize it first. Question number 3, does my company have an AI policy and am I following it? If you don't know, find out before your next paste. This takes 15 seconds and prevents 95% of risky uploads. Now I'm going to talk about the 60-second sanitization technique. If you have data you want to analyze, here's how to make it safe. Replace real names with placeholders. For example, Acme Corporation becomes, say, Company A. Sarah Johnson becomes Employee 1, for example. Remove specific identifiers. Use 800,000 approximate quarterly revenue, for example. Strip metadata. Copy and paste as plain text only, not directly from Excel or internal systems with embedded properties. Now your data is anonymous. ChatGPT can still analyze patterns and provide insights, but you're not leaking sensitive details anymore. Here comes the enterprise solution. If you're using AI regularly at work, push your company to adopt enterprise-grade AI tools. ChatGPT Enterprise, Microsoft Copilot for Microsoft 365 with commercial data protection, or Google Gemini for Google Workspace. These enterprise tools provide critical protections. Your data is not used for model training. First, you get audit logs showing who accessed what. You get admin controls which let IT manage the usage. There are legal agreements providing indemnification. According to IBM's 2024 Cost of Data Breach report, the average data breach now costs companies $4.8 million. The report found that AI and automation can reduce breach costs by an average of $2.2 million, but only when properly implemented with security controls. Here's why this matters beyond your job security. We are watching the largest uncontrolled transfer of corporate intellectual property in business history. Right now, employees are uploading trade secrets, customer data, financial records, and even strategic plans into consumer tools that were never designed for enterprise security. We make this mistake because we want to work faster. We want to look smart in the next meeting, but we don't think about where the data is going. You're not going to stop using AI, and you should not. AI is the most powerful productivity tool we have had in decades, but you need to use it like a professional, not like someone who's about to accidentally leak the company's crown jewels. Here's the uncomfortable truth. We are living through a massive behavioral shift where convenience is beating security every single time. 10 years ago, we taught employees not to click suspicious links. Well, we still do teach employees not to click links. And now we are handing them tools so powerful, so seductive that the risk doesn't even register until it's too late. The real danger isn't ChatGPT. It's that we have built a workplace culture where being fast matters more than being careful. I pasted that spreadsheet because I wanted to impress my team. I got lucky that I caught it. Most people won't realize their mistake until they are sitting across from HR.